Let's talk Tanya for the 17th of Tamuz, Shiva Asar B'Tamuz of a leap year. In yesterday's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe gave his recommendations for someone who has committed a capital offense, what they should do in terms of fasting. And he says, fast once, the particular amount, the prescribed amount for that particular sin. The other 2 times do 2 half fasts. But what about if someone wants to make up all the fasts? Because there's an opinion that says that that a person has to do the prescribed amount of fasts for every single instance of the sin. And also, how about sins that are not of a capital nature? What about them? So the Rebbe says, all of this we cover with tzedakah. If you did a sin which is not a capital offense, don't even think of fasting for it, the Alter Rebbe says. And the same thing is also more than 3 times per sin. Again, the once full and twice by combining half days. That's not acceptable in today's day and age. And that's why the Alter Rebbe says, because all of us have messed up, and therefore really, there's so many fasts that theoretically we all should be fasting. Instead, we do tzedakah. That's why today, the custom is that we give a lot of tzedakah. Not only 10% of our income, not only 20% of the income, but even more than that, because we understand that it is the tzedakah, which is the gift that we give Hashem, which allows us to be restored to His good graces and restores our relationship to the way it was before we sinned. That is our work today, is giving a lot of tzedakah. I should point out that although the Alter Rebbe does say that for capital offenses, there should be some fasting, but it is very apparent from the answers that the Rebbe gave to people who wrote to the Rebbe and said, I sinned in this way, I sinned in another way. The Rebbe did not hold a fasting at all. It's very clear that this is something which has changed since the times of the Alter Rebbe till today. And today, even for capital offenses, today we cover everything with tzedakah. It is not our work today to fast. Today, the fact that fasting would negatively impact us and would take away our energy and we wouldn't be able to serve Hashem properly, and perhaps even we'd get ill if we'd fast too much, is an indication that's not our work today. Today, our work is in the area of positive, of giving tzedakah and doing mitzvahs and serving Hashem, b'simcha u'v'tuv levav, with joy and with happiness. So, this conversation up until now, we spoke about sacrifices and how sacrifices were replaced by fasting and how fasting has been replaced now by charity. But ultimately, this is all that which follows teshuvah. First, there's the actual teshuvah which a person does, which secures the person's atonement. And then afterwards, there's the gift that we give God, which again, it started off as being a sacrifice, then it moved to being fasting, and now to charity. Now, tomorrow, we are going to turn back and say, okay, now we need to talk about teshuvah again. What is teshuvah and how do I actually get to teshuvah? Dr. Rebbe in chapter 1, a few days ago, we said, teshuvah is the resolve never to sin again. How do I get to that place? That will be the discussion in the next few chapters of Tanya.